And what do you want to see? Let's look at that piece, and let's start with the quarterback. What do you want to see from Jalen now? I mean, he's going to have – there's a completely – again, we talked about the deficiencies of the offensive coordinator last year and how Brian Johnson, it did not work out. So you have a whole new direction. What do you want to see from Jalen? And that, I'm sure, starts with his eyes.
Yeah, well, I have two things to jump out right now. One is, they got to have a better answer for teams that want to blitz them. They were terrible last year, down the stretch. They didn't have an answer for it. I did it over and over again, showing they didn't have a hot read. They didn't have a quick protection. They didn't have some basic things. They didn't have, built-in sight adjust. At least it didn't look like it. I'm sure they had some version of it, but I've been told, this is going back to Chip Kelly, they really haven't had quick protection. Quick 3-jet, quick 2-jet, where the ball's coming out fast. And then I want to see a more decisive Jalen. Now, there's things that can make Jalen more decisive. One, if you go quick protection, ball's got to come out fast. You don't have time to hold it. This is where the ball's got to go. And then I think you're going to see AJ, Devontae. I think you're going to see these guys moving around. I think you're going to see them in clusters, in bunch formations, where if you're going to go man coverage, all right, this is your read. It's going to be very quick. They break down. This is where, they make the mistake in coverage, which teams, that's why they go bunch formations. If you're in, either you get picked or you break down and two guys go with one guy comes free. So I think quick decisions, a lot of man beaters that they didn't really have a lot of last year. I think you see that from Kellen Moore. I remember just going back this week and watching the Chargers last year where Kellen Moore was against the Minnesota Vikings. And, in that game, Justin Herbert had his best game statistically he ever had. The Vikings blitzed him almost every play, and they had an answer for it. They had a lot of quick throws. He threw for 405 yards that day. They won the game. So I think you can see that from Jalen. I think something to look forward to and something I'm going to watch in practice is how quickly the ball's coming out. And do they have these built-in reads where the ball comes out quick and hot? And do they line up in a lot of these bunch formations to make these reads a little quicker, a little easier for the quarterback?
Yeah, I'm with you. And being more decisive, right? Being more decisive, even with his movements, right? Not seeing. We saw it numerous times on tape last year, where the least bit of pressure, he was evacuating, man. And you can't, just a simple slide, just a simple step up. His pocket navigation has to improve.
I agree with that. I think I would hope that Jalen would improve, would sanction that. Yeah, I mean, look, it's difficult for an offensive lineman. I played with Randall, and as talented as Randall was, as talented as Jalen is, when you start leaving the pocket, as soon as color starts to appear, all of your protection breaks down. The defensive lineman is reacting to your quarterback, and you don't know where he's going to be. You don't sometimes it's not like you're giving up on the block, but you don't know that your defensive lineman isn't charging you anymore. He's now left, so you can't go run with these guys. They're just better and faster athletes than you are.
We all silly like the mayor.